In this lecture, we're going to talk about RACI charts. And they really are a fundamental tool that we use in project management, IT governance, and specifically for us, information security management. And it's a tool we use to define the roles and responsibilities for a project or a process. RACI is an acronym that stands for Responsible, Accountable, Consulted, and Informed. So for each project task we have, or each step in a process, we have someone who's responsible. We have someone who's accountable. There may be some people we need to inform, and there may be others that we need to consult. So if we start out with R, responsible, that is the person or the team that are responsible for completing the task. They can be multiple individual or an entire team, but there has to be at least one individual that is assigned as responsible. I mean, someone has to do the work. Then we have accountable. That is the person that has the ultimate authority and accountability for a task or a decision. This person will always have the final word, and they're the one that either approve or reject the work results. And here, normally, there would only be one person that's accountable because we really don't want that confusion of multiple people having to approve or reject work results. There has to be one person that is accountable. Then we have the C, consulted. Those are all the individuals that needs to provide us with input before the work is done and we can start making decisions. They have some sort of expertise or information that we need to complete the task. And here the communication has to be two-way. It has to be a dialogue. And then finally, as the I of RACI, we have informed. That is the group of people that needs to be kept up to date on progress and decisions, but we don't need to formally consult them, and they do not directly contribute to any of the tasks. This is normally a one-way communication. We just send them the progress reports. At this point, you might wonder, why is a RACI chart important for information security management? And it is important because by having the RACI chart, we have that visual representation where we know who's responsible, who do we need to tell. That way, we don't forget to inform the people that needs to know. We don't miss the input from the parties where we need it. We're very clear on the communication. And if you look at a RACI chart, it really just looks like a giant Excel spreadsheet. We either have each task that needs to be performed on the project, or the responsibilities for a process. And then in the columns, we have either teams or individuals. And then for each square, if appropriate, well then we assign RACI. On top of making sure that we know who and what to communicate, we also have that easy visual where it's completely clear who is responsible for what. And we have one person that's accountable for every single task. And just like you know with project roles, they can change over time, the same is true for a RACI chart. As the project or the process evolves, the roles can change. It's not something that's set in stone. It is like much else we do. It is an iterative process. So to recap, we use RACI charts because it can be such an effective tool in project management, security governance, and information systems management because we assign clearly defined roles and responsibilities so everybody know what they're supposed to do, making our projects or processes way more efficient and way more effective. I hope this has helped you get a little bit of a better understanding of what RACI charts are and why we use them. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next lecture.